powerful machine. This was the great thing about the Fowler. You've got plenty of power in reserve.
Okay.
Give us a ring tonight and I'll give you both those questions. Alright? Come on.
Availability of power, so they would be pulling perhaps 2 or 3 wagons behind on roadwork, or thrashing drums and a baler. This particular roller set is designed with a company called John Allen of Oxford, who are well-known roller hirers. And this particular engine has 5 days almost, because in 1957 it was sent to a scrapyard, was rescued, and this is brought here by the deal. Thank you. Jane Eyre we have here now, and look at the registration number on this tractor. This is a very unusual Norfolk number with a 0 prefix. It's not incorrectly printed. That is the correct Norfolk number on there, and only fitting that a Burrell tractor could have a Norfolk registration. This was the gold medal tractor. This was built as a handy tractor, could be driven and operated by one man because of its lightweight. And this particular tractor finished up in Wiltshire driving a saw bench, and was acquired from an auction at the shout of the commentator. This is actually a tractor that started life on there. He put the little sign on there, and of course this is something we tend to forget. These steam exhibits, they don't just come here. There's a lot of constant renovation going on to keep them up to the form we see them in now. Any idea what number you are? Middle of the First World War well underway, and Louth Borough Council get delivery of a steam road roller. Spent 20 years around the Louth area before going for restoration. It then went to a private contractor and then was acquired for restoration in the 60s. Brought here by Mr. Palmer from Papplewick, and of course there's a delightful pumping station in Papplewick as well, so definitely an area of steam specialists. Now Big Bertha we've already seen once, and she did earn that name the easy way. She's big. Big Aveling roller goes some very quick steam railers and a very quick turn of speed a Sentinel had. This was notable, and even today on... Now this is a engine that has an interesting claim to fame. This is Old Charlie. Dates from 1893, so here's an engine celebrating its 100th birthday. Scotland's oldest preserved traction engine, it claims. But Old Charlie was bought off the Burrell stand at the Royal Highland Show at Alloa by the Stirling Steam Thrashing Company. And that's an engine that worked on right through to 1945. You don't need permission to buy a steamroller. It's not an instant gratification job. You buy an awful lot of work when you buy a roller. And this is the high spot, the chance to bring in the rally. But it's a fitting reward to an awful lot of hard work that's gone on before. We've got an unusual actual fire area. Very very much a mini tractor this, but still very capable of doing a good day's work and very much a commercial machine. Right, now we've got, we've got a bit of an amateur driver at the moment. So maybe we'll make things better being driving a roller. Driving a roller, so I think a lot of this flavour made use of homegrown energy with the home-produced energy with the coal. Water was the main problem with steam. It was the technology had to reflect the stock of water. Otherwise you have anything to evaporate. That will be your opportunity to get a closer look at them. Give them a few minutes to get back and then go and have a look at some of the informative forms that are there because there's some interesting... Well, that's well over 20 tonnes on there. Just remember to brake it, of course, because unlike a plough, there's a bit of momentum there. Oh, a little bit of wheel spin there on the ploughing engine. Got to get the pin in to lock the two wheels together. Now we've taken up position with the second engine. Bit of tension on there. No whistle commands, but drawing in. And when you think how heavy that cable is, just imagine how much tension there is in that rope. We've checked the rope is in good condition. Because of course if it was a very heavy load and it snagged and split, it would come back over the engine. So obviously it's in everybody's interest to make sure the rope's in good condition. Now, of course, normally what you'd have on there is a cultivator or a plough, soil engaging implement, but we've simulated it with this drawbar arrangement as the best way to present to you steam ploughing the non-damaging way. Look at that effortless power. Now here's another vehicle that...
Grafton. But VRF,
Now here's another first quencher. This is ex-Mitchell and Butler's originally, dates from 1949. This is another Leyland Beaver. But compared with the first Beaver we saw, this of course is forward control. Again, not a fast machine, but a survivor. This particular one has survived into the Blast Museum at Burton-on-Trent. Very characteristic noise the gearbox makes on these. Now here's a handy runabout from the Scammell organisation. Very handy because whatever your problem you can tackle it with a Scammell like this. This is a Pioneer wartime vehicle. Were notorious for the amount of abuse they could take. There's a big box on the side where originally a set of half-tracks were carried, as many of these were converted to half-track for difficult conditions to achieve recovery. But these vehicles were worth a lot for the British Army because, of course, if you could transport a tank, you could save wear and tear. That meant the tank was less likely to break down when it was deployed. So it was the unsung heroes that drove the Scavels that in many cases kept the tanks going. And once they came out of service, the Scavel became the stable workhorse of recovery vehicle operators everywhere. In fact, even today, if you go along the motorways of Britain, wherever there's a set of roadworks, you'll usually find a recovery vehicle poised to keep the roads clear. Now in complete contrast, another government-owned and preserved This is the Matador gun tractor with a big winch built in, and like so many of them, it then got moved into timber work, and for many years these were the mainstay of many of the timber haulage fleets. So a delightful example here, 7.7 litre AEC diesel engine, and this again was one of these models that was rushed out for the Second World War. Like the Scavel, it was the transport that kept the war effort going. The driver sits up actually on top of the engine, so close to the high flat door cab. The convoy. Now here's a few of these 2,500 weight trucks, but this time a few sort of improvements have taken place and modifications. Another vehicle, an frozen tractor unit, 8-wheeler, double axle drive. This would be used for abnormal loads. And you can see in the markings of the British Road Services, so that's something to look forward to. Certainly a vehicle with a difference, this. Definitely very much the heavy haulage end of the market. When they do get a television program written about them, you don't get many programs repeated. So news, Phil? I'm joined by a rather more knowledgeable commentator on motorbikes, Mark Brunel, and we'll be taking a look at the bikes once they've lined up, but let's see them in action first around the arena.
Did you restore this bike? It's actually unrestored. It's in original condition, it's just been cleaned up. It was trained in a barn in about 1960. When a farmer used killing rats. And the hose pipe and the exhaust pipe, put it in a rat hole and killing rats. I'm sure we can think of a nicer use for it now, but thanks for that. Keep riding. Let's have a look at this aerial. Number 2. 250cc or 248. Did you restore it? Right, okay.
A small interruption. I'm told that lunacy is in progress. That's the
1927 AJS. AJ Stevens. 350cc, got a large port. That's a large inlet port. Cost £53 new, but worth rather more than that now, I suspect. 70 miles an hour top speed. Let's see it go.
You're in your element with these, aren't you, Mark? You're bringing back all sorts of memories.
Yeah, I have a terrible desire to steal one, but I'm not.
A lovely job. This is a full-time job building these engines. Number 20 on your programme. Could do a good clean this weekend, but he had to rush to get here, I do know. He is a working man sometimes. Number 13 on your programme. Rural agricultural engine, 4-inch scale. Built engine, always kept in excellent condition. Loves to run about the field on it. You'll see him all day pobbling around the field. I.R. Mosley of Cambridge. Now this is the man that built the first one. We're right, we've got it right now, haven't we? Or it just been offered?
It's been on it since I've had it up.
Had it? Completed and it's owned by D.S. Clark of Nottingham. Nice year. I can't see any number of them. No. Family. On your programme is an Alston traction engine 3-inch scale, named Margaret, built in 1990, ticking over, and the kids like it on the back. Completed in 1984.